If you can hear this, you're in the circle now. Leaning. Check your shoulders. Make sure it's just you and these words. You have now tuned in to the Let 'Em Know podcast, where the real talk's quiet and the truth talks loud. No accidents. You found this frequency. So sit back. Lock in. Let them know you're listening. You're loud tuned in to the Let 'Em Know podcast.
Savvy, let 'em know.
Hey, it's Trey. Turn it up.
Wavy, ooh, yeah, wavy, ooh, yeah, wavy, ooh, yeah, wavy, ooh, yeah, square.
Oh snap, let me fix my camera real quick. Yeah, okay. What's good, YouTube, man? I ain't reacting to nothing, bro. I'm just coming with a little story time, you know what I'm saying? And cause you know what I'm saying, I look, let me put this out here right now, you feel me? I try not to get mad, you feel me? I try, you feel me? I try to, you feel me? I don't talk shit, I don't do none of that. And if I do ever say something, talk shit, or you want to categorize it as that, I'm not talking shit like talking shit, how people be talking shit. I'm saying some truthful shit, you feel me? Now it may come off as like talking shit, but it's some truthful shit, you feel me? But I don't talk shit. I don't just pillow talk, you know what I'm saying? I don't, you feel me? I keep my vibrations high, you feel me? So, you know what I'm saying? And a fuck nigga just pissed me off though, so you feel me? Yeah, I'm gonna come with a little story time, cause why not? You know what I'm saying? And this is why I don't fuck with niggas at right now. You feel me? This is why I stopped. I don't really hang with people. I don't really trust nobody. I just stay to myself. This is the reasons why. Cause niggas always want to think they gonna pull some slick shit on you, pull some fast shit on you. You feel me? So yeah, man. Yeah, and you feel me? It's over some fucking money, which is always some bullshit. Which I ain't even mad because I don't give a fuck about money. The knowledge that I know, I don't need money. You feel me? I'm wealthy, and you feel me? The spirit, I'm rich in the spirit. I don't need no fucking dollars. You feel me? So check this out though. Yeah, man, that's wrong. That's wrong. Yeah, but so look, listen though. This a little story time on how I was working with a mason, since I always talk about some, you know what I'm saying, Masonic shit, you know what I'm saying, cool shit. You feel me? I work with a fucking mason. Now, and I knew him. Well, we wasn't like cool, but I knew him because we had worked together before on a job, right? And I ain't naming names, of course, but you feel me? I have worked with one, at least maybe 2 times, but the last time that I actually quit the job, because you know what I'm saying, yeah, I quit the job. Um, I was actually working with him, like he was my partner, and we was staying in the same hotel room. You feel me? Because it was like a travel job type shit. So, yeah, and I knew him already before because I was working that same job with my dad. You feel me? That's how I got put on with that mug. I was working that job with my dad, and you feel me? I had met him then. Now this iPad want to go off. Y'all probably ain't gonna even hear it though, cause yeah, that happened last time. You ain't even hear it. You might hear it this time. Who knows? But I ain't gonna even let that shit upset me, cause you feel me. That's what. Yeah. But so yeah. So I was yeah. So I was working with a mason, right? So I'm the first time when I just knew of him. Well, when I first met him on the job, I could already tell like he was on some like he was a little weird to me. You know what I'm saying? He was in the military, he went through all that shit. You feel me? It was a little off to me, even the first time when I met him. And then he was with somebody else, working with somebody else, like that was his roommate, his work partner. He was working with somebody else who was a little off too. You know what I'm saying? It was, you know what I'm saying? That was both a little off. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, and then last time I worked with him though, I think he told me the story back then. I just kind of forgot, but and it was in Branson, Missouri. Of course, it's in Missouri again. The last time I worked with him, it was in Missouri. This time I worked with him, it was in Missouri. The other time it was Branson. This time it was St. Louis. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So yeah, man, we was in Branson. You feel me? And yeah, he said him and his roommate, they was, you know what I'm saying, got into a little argument, you feel me? Because it seemed like everybody he worried. First off, let me tell you, this nigga personality is off like a motherfucker. I don't know, you feel me? And then he's short as hell, so, and then he always talking shit and say he got little man syndrome, if y'all know what that is, where like you short, so you mad at like taller people or mad at other, you know what I'm saying, just mad because you short type shit. So yeah, and he was always saying he got, then he real, he in his mind a lot, you know what I'm saying, that I don't mean like in his mind, like are you thinking about me, or like are you talking about me type shit. Thinking, not like in your mind, like thinking about some deep thought shit, just about some bullshit. Like, is this person thinking about me, or is this person, you feel me? And that's probably that Masonic shit, because I told him, well, I don't know how we started talking about Masonic shit, but one day we just started talking about, and I didn't, when I first went down there, when I first came down here, when I first came down here, and the first day we worked together, I was still as hell in that truck, nigga. I barely moved, cause I don't really trust I barely talk anyways. The most you'll see me talk is on these videos, when I do these videos. You feel me? But I barely talk anyways. So I was just quiet, still just sitting there, staying, looking forward the whole time. You feel me? Eventually, we got used to each other, started talking. Yeah, I don't know how we got to Masonic shit, but yeah. So we was talking about some Masonic shit, and one day somehow, and I was telling him a little bit. I ain't tell him everything I know, because I knew some shit then, but I didn't know as much as I know now, because after that interaction, it made me want to go deeper and find out, like what's really going on. Because you feel me, like he was portraying, because he was so called like a Blue Lodge, I guess the low level, you feel me, he was like a low level, so they don't really know what's going on, so they say, but they don't really know what's going on. So the stuff that I was telling them in the videos that I was showing them to watch, he was acting like he was trying to figure out, is the Masons really on that type of time too. He was acting like he was trying to figure out that type of shit too. You feel me? And talking about he be watching them type of videos and all that other stuff. That's around the time 607 came out. You feel me? That was around that time. And so yeah, and he was telling me about 60. I think it's because we was watching 607 and that's how we started talking about that, I think. Or maybe I really don't know, I ain't gonna lie to you, but somehow we started talking about Masonic shit, and I was telling him a little bit about what I know. Now, like I said, I knew some shit then. I knew about the music industry mostly, and how they get down with the music industry, but I knew some other shit too, you feel me? I just didn't go that deep because he said he was in it. So you know what I'm saying, I didn't know if he was playing with me, trying to act like he was trying to figure out what was for real going on, but really know what's going on because he in this shit, or and just trying to see how much I know, or he really didn't know and was just trying to see if if the people that or the organization, whatever group that he messed with, is really like that, is if they really doing that stuff, or if it's certain people within the group doing that type of stuff supposedly. So I don't know which one it was. I don't know. You feel me? But he was acting like he didn't know. And he said that they always, and I hear this from a lot of low levels. I got a comment one time on YouTube when I left a comment under somebody else's stuff, and they said, low level Masons, all they really do is charity. Right? I didn't talk about that in my videos before. So if you want to know about that, just go back and watch my video. Matter of fact, I say it right here. But go check those out too, because you know what I'm saying, I'll spend some facts in them of some knowledge. I'm dropping some jewels. But yeah, so the low levels so they say they just only really do charity, but you know what I'm saying, of course they make it seem like the low levels just do charity, or only the low levels really mostly do charity. You know what I'm saying, they got to make themselves look good, like they actually really doing something out here, you know what I'm saying, good. But so yeah, we will start talking about all that stuff. I didn't let him know exactly what I knew, but I let him know I knew some stuff. And then he would tell me some stuff. He told me a whole lot of stories and shit what happened to him. Some of them sound kind of made up. I didn't believe them. Some of them, they sounded like, you know, they actually could have happened, but I still didn't believe them because I don't, you know what I'm saying? I didn't want to believe that shit because, of course, he's amazing. You feel me? Some of them sounded real, though. Some of them just sounded like this nigga just making that shit up. But I just always listen to stories because you never know what you could take from it. You feel me? Or what can, you know what I'm saying? So I just always listen to his shit. Sometimes he tell me the same stories over. Sometimes he tell me some new ones. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, and I didn't talk about the army and shit, the military. I talked about that, how you gotta, a lot of people in there has took oaths and most likely probably went through at masonry or some type of organization or something, but a good majority of them, but not all of them. But yeah, so you know, he was cool. Like, he was cool. You could tell, like, you know what I'm saying, his personality, bro, like, he would talk shit about black people and then talk shit about white people too. And then sometimes it seemed like he would try to make me try to say some shit so he could, like, I don't know, like, it was some weird ass shit, bro. It seemed like he was, like, I don't know, like he was trying to catch me up in some shit. I don't know, bro. But he would say some shit, or he would be like, you know, acting like, I wouldn't say racist, but you know, he would do that, like, you know, I'm gonna say racist, but not really racist, but he would like act racist towards black people, especially the younger people that was working on our job. And then he would also be talking like, you know, acting racist towards white people, and you know, doing a white voice and all that other, that, yeah, get over here, Nair, and all that other shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that military play, you know, shit. Get over here, Nair, and you know, all that other, you know, acting like a, you know what I'm saying, a white boy. But anyways, yeah, I mean, he was a cool person though, he was he was a, you know, he was cool, but it was some other side to him that I seen, but I couldn't put a finger on it. But I'm pretty sure I know what it might be, whether he knows what the fuck is really going on. Because he said that I forgot what he called it, but it's where you not in it no more. Like, you don't participate, but you still won. Like, you have to pay money to be in that motherfucker, or something like you. Yeah, I think you have to pay so much money to be in there, and then if you stop paying, that's like a member fee or something like that. But if you stop paying, then you still in it, but you can't really like participate type shit, but you still get all the perks of being with or being known that you was in there type shit. I forgot what he called it though, but it's where, like, yeah, they don't really, like, they not an active Mason, but they still part of it. You know what I'm saying? They're not out there doing charities and all that other shit. But I forgot what, I guess that's what you could, he said he wasn't no active Mason. I guess you could call it, say that. I guess, yeah. But anyways, yeah, so he was cool up until, you know, he was telling me stories, we was working. Now at first we was working, right? Because it's been so long since we both got out of since we both started working again, right? We both started working again. He was in jail and I did that job since he was in jail for a little bit. Cause he had to deliver at a military base or some shit happened. He probably made up that motherfucking story too. But something about a military base, how they have to go deliver there, and then they had a gun or something, and then some other shit. I don't know. It was something like that. But it was him and his son working, and then his son had to drive the car. It was I don't know. But anyways, yeah, man. So it was a while. We had to get back used because it was appliance moving. So you got to use a strap, and so that shit it don't. When you first do it, I ain't gonna lie, it's hard using like that furniture strap. It's called like a furniture dolly or something, or a U dolly or something like that. But yeah, so at first it's like it's not really it's kind of hard to balance, like get the balance of it, because you kind of got to have it like what I'm saying, balanced on the strap, or else it's gonna be tilting to one side or to whichever side that what I'm saying, it's not balanced up under the strap type shit. And I ain't gonna lie, them boy, we had to do some big ass refrigerators, boy. Them bitches would get heavy, my nigga. If that bitch is tilting on one arm and you gotta hold it like this, but then hold it from the side a little bit like that, boy, that shit get heavy. But anyways, yeah, man, and the motherfucking owner of the job was gay, bro. He was gay, so it wasn't the best work experience at all. And he would play with your money. That nigga will hold your money as well. I'm talking about since I've been back, since I worked at that job, since I went back, and out of all the checks I got, I was supposed to be getting paid like $1,260, right? Every week on the dot, Friday, whatever time I get paid. Sometimes it was early because the cars always I get paid earlier. So 1,200, my nigga, 1,260 or 1,260, right? And drivers make $20 extra. So out of all the checks I got, and I could even pull up my damn bank statement with that shit. Out of all the checks I got, bro, I only got like 2 or 3 checks that was touching the band at least, and it wasn't even the full thing. I don't think I only got the full check one time, but I only got touching 1,000 maybe 2 times. Well, touching 1,000 3 times, but full check one time. But I only got 2,000, like 1,000 plus or better, about 2 times. The full check one time, so 3 times all in total. I at least got 1,000 plus. Or the full check. But every other time it was 900 or less. Now granted, I did get an advance, because he would give you he used to give it advances, but then he said he stopped because people would play him with money and talk about they would or like they would take the money but then wouldn't go work or something, like go drive or take the money while they driving down there, turn back and they said fuck it, and then they go back home, just something, what I'm saying. But supposedly he didn't do advances no more, right? So number one, I had to drive all the way here from Texas to St. Louis. I had to drive all the way, bro, 9 hours plus, and I did the whole video too. It's up on my page. I did that video as well. But I had to drive here. The nigga, I think I explained it in a video, but it was nighttime, bro. He was laid up at night. He was laid up. So when I would call and I would pull up to a gas, because he wouldn't send the whole money. That's the part I'm missing. He wouldn't send the whole thing. It was I literally used about $160 some dollars, $62 to get here, right? Maybe just a little more, but it literally was not over 200. It was almost touching 200, but it wasn't over 200. It didn't touch it or go over, but it was almost 200, right? So he did not want to send me the whole thing, but so I had to drive down there, and every time he sent me every time I needed the money, I would have to call him when I make it to a gas station. Mind you, my phone was fucking off, so I was even lucky to even make it, bro. Cause I said it wasn't even off. My phone wasn't even on, bro. It was off. So I was lucky to even make it. I had to either make sure that there was internet at the place, cause you know how like your phone, like it was on T-Mobile, so your phone would be off, but it would still be on. Like you can make calls or receive calls or text or receive text, and then after a while they'll shut that off as well. But so my phone was still like, receiving calls and texts, but then eventually that night it did turn off where I couldn't receive them no more because I had been off of my job. I got fired from the last job I was working before that one. So, and that was about what, 2 months, maybe a month or two before I end up going to that job. So yeah, so I barely made it, but I had to call him every time I pull up to a gas pump, and then he would get mad, like, what are you calling for? Like, what do you mean what I'm calling for? Did you forget I'm coming down here? And then not only that, when I first worked for him, it was me and my dad. You could tell, and then it was people saying that he would like be playing with his nose and shit, like he'd be sniffing shit. One time when he sent the message to me, because I would be the one messaging him or talking to him when I was with my dad, because he didn't really want to deal with him like that. Number one, because his attitudes. I mean, he was a man, but had an attitude like a female. So yeah, but so I was the one that had to deal with him and talk to him, and yeah. So he sent a message one time, and I forgot what he meant to say, but he misspelled it, and it said coke instead of the word he was meaning to say. So if that pop up as you were spelling something else, but it popped up as coke as you were spelling the other word as a mispronunciation, goddamn, you must be using that word a lot, right? So that just added up as a puzzle piece. So yeah, anyways, but back to the actual main story. So yeah, man. Yeah, he be playing with your money and all types of shit, man. So eventually I just said fuck that job. Cause yeah, I wasn't gonna deal with that shit, and I wasn't and the work I had literally and listen, bro, I forgot like my harness because it would be hard. Oh, right. So it would be hard days. Number one, when I was talking about at first, before I went down that long little rant, so we had first just got back, right? So we had to get used to doing the job again, right? We got to carry appliances from whatever dishwashers, little ass dishwashers, to the big ass fridges. It was only appliances like washer, dryer, shit like that. If you ever got a delivery from Lowe's, pretty much, if you do delivery from Lowe's, that's pretty much what we was doing, right? So yeah. So we just got back. We had to get used to doing the job, my nigga. And so it would, nigga, that job was literally working you like a slave, bro. You had to get up either depending on how far. Sometimes you would get lucky and get a hotel that's right across the street from Lowe's, or like not even 5 minutes or 10 minutes. That's what he tried to usually get. Sometimes you would have to travel to that motherfucker. So you would have to wake up a little earlier. But sometimes you would have to wake up from motherfucking 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, right? But now they're doing the warehouse. When it was only the store, when you used to load up at the store, you could kind of be a little late, long as it wasn't, 30 minutes to an hour. You cool. But anything after that, yeah, you pushing it. But nigga, then we started working out the fucking warehouse. The fucking like the I forgot what but pretty much the warehouse, you feel me? And we had to go load up there. Number one, bro, that shit was difficult as fuck because it's 55 other trucks, bro. Literally, I'm not bullshitting you. It's literally it's a whole lot of other teams and crews pulling up to load the same shit at the facility, at the warehouse, bro. So you gotta wait for a parking spot, and sometimes fight people for parking spots. You feel me? But you got to get there early enough so you can at least get loaded within time, because you had to be there by like 6:30. Well, now since you had to start doing it from warehouse, they had like I think a 5:30, 6, 6:30, and 7, right? That was the times you had to be there, whether you got load, whether you was in, I think it was group A, B, C, and D, I believe, or something like that. If you got A, that mean you got the, I believe that mean you got the longest route, I believe. That mean you got the longest route, I think. I forgot how it go, but either it was like, A, you got the longest route with the most miles, right? But it was less harder appliances to hook up and, you know, to do because it was more miles, right? So they tried to make it even where you get off at least 5 o'clock, 5:30 every day, at least. Sometimes it could take you even longer. Sometimes you wouldn't even be getting off till 10, 11 o'clock, right? And that's where I'm getting to. But okay, so yeah, and then if you had, I think it was like A and B was the longest route, C and D was like the shortest routes or something like that. But then the shortest routes had like the biggest appliances, right? But anyways, yeah, so when we first started, it took us a while to get back used, so we wasn't getting done till about 10 o'clock or so. You know, we was getting off late as fuck, my nigga. Okay, so then we started getting back good at it. You know, we was, you know, fast with the hookup. Well, the hookups wasn't never really a yeah, I guess you could say the hookups wasn't never really a problem. It's just we was getting back used to it, so we wasn't. And he was the main hookup person. Well, okay, no. At first, I think I was the hookup. Hold on, let me think about it because I don't even want to get no detail wrong. Okay, so I believe I started off as going to the door. I believe I started off going to the door, or I okay, now that part I forgot a little bit, but either I started off going to like the customer door or he did. I believe I did though. But right, so I will be doing the hookups. And another thing is, before I go there, well, actually I can go there, but I will be doing the hookups, right? So I still remember the hookups ain't hard. You just hook the red hose to the red hose, the blue hose to the blue hose. On the wall, it's hot. I mean, on the wall, it's cold and hot. Sometimes it will be switch, but most of the time it's cold, hot, or something like that, right? But anyways, yeah. So I'll be doing the hookups. You know, everything smooth sailing, easy, right? But another thing he loved to do was, like I said, he played with your money. So he would try to put claims on you. You liable for any and everything. That's why if it's something that's they want you to, okay, so first off, you liable and you know, responsible for anything, whether you damage the appliance getting it in, whether you damage the household or the appliance while trying to get it in, the new one, or you damage the old appliance while trying, or the house while trying to get it in. You're liable for that. Well, you're liable only if they're keeping the old appliance. If they're taking it with, if you're taking it with you, then you can do whatever. You could bust it down if you need to get it through the door, take off the doors and all that stuff on the refrigerator and all that. And you could do it to the house too, but yeah, take off the door, just don't damage no shit. But yeah, take off the door. But if they keeping it, you can't do nothing to it. If you gotta take off something just to get it up the stairs or through that or through the entrance, whatever you gotta, if something gotta be removed or whatever, we can't do it because it's yours. So if we damage it, it's, you know what I'm saying, it's your property already. But if you know, same thing, if we're delivering a new one and we damage that though, or damage your house, whatever we damage, then we gonna have to pay for it. It's a claim on us, right? So he would love to throw just claims on you for any and everything or whatever. Or the customers would be on bullshit and they already know the deal, so they would damage some shit so they could get they would damage the appliance so they can get some money knocked off of it. And that happened a lot this time ago around. But they would damage the customer, would damage their own appliance sometimes, or even go to the extreme and probably even flood their own goddamn house, man. Like literally, bro. They would say you hooked up the hoses, the water hose to the fridge, the water connection, the water line, or the water line, or the water hose to the fucking washer, right? Or dryer if you had to do the steam hose connection. So the cold water gotta run to the dryer. You gotta hook up the hose a 3-way so it can go, you feel me? So the customer would damage their own shit so they could either get some money knocked off of it, or so they could get a new whatever, you know, a new fucking, or have them pay for, you know, the wall or whatever, the door, the mailbox, whatever it is that, you know what I'm saying. Now I got some stories with me and my dad where people have motherfucking scammed us before, like literally ran into the back of the truck while we was up in the motherfucking middle of nowhere, motherfucking bro, out in the middle of the, like literally nigga, places that people shouldn't even be living, my nigga. I could do a story on that too if you want that story time, but we just doing this one right now. But anyway, so yeah. So we started getting good on the job though, right? He was getting fast, taking the stuff out the boxes, the appliances, and then moving it. We was getting faster moving it in. I was getting faster at if we had to take something out, you know, their old appliance out of the house, I was getting faster at, you know, doing that. Now I never really been slow, because all you doing now, anybody that work with this nigga can tell you that he loved to fucking talk to the customer. He loved to fucking talk. Literally, this nigga would talk your ear off. He loved to fucking talk and tell stories or tell whatever. And don't let the customer have been in the military. He gonna milk that shit. Oh, you was in the military too? So was I. Well, thanks for your service. And then he gonna get the, well, what was you in the military? He gonna get the milking that shit, right? So that nigga would love to talk to us. So mainly it was him when it came to apply. Me, I don't, like I said, I'm quiet. And number one, the faster you move, you got paid by the day, not by the hour. You got paid by the day. So the faster you move, the faster you can get the fuck off. And that's all I wanted to do. You feel me? So I was just trying to get that shit in, get that shit out, so we can get the fuck out. You feel me? And go on to the next customer. But this nigga letting him hook it up, whatever he was doing, right? That nigga would, bro. I would literally like, listen, bro. So when once he started going up to the door, and I would be back there busting that shit down, taking it out the packages, you know, whatever, the appliances. Or sometimes you could put on like the connections outside, so that way when you get inside, it'll be quicker. All you gotta do is just connect it to the inside, you know, shit, the connections, right? It's already hooked up to the washer, dryer, whatever. So you just gotta get inside, then hook it up to their connections, their wall, whatever, right? So I would be getting fast. I would be doing that quick as hell, getting it out, you know what I'm saying? Some days I'll be going, now I ain't going, some days I will be going slow, but most of the time I would be going fast, because I was off ecstasy anyway, nigga. I was off X, right? But before I got that, before I, you know, found the plug and shit down here, you feel me? Nigga, I was still doing that shit fast. You feel me? But it would be mainly him, because he would be in there talking to the customer, and you know what I'm saying, taking forever, right? So now let's get to the part. So you know, we was getting faster at doing it, right? And then all of a sudden, we was talking one day, and I told him right after I told him this shit, that's when it started getting weird, right? So I told him, we was talking one day, I was like, I ain't gonna lie. One day I wanted to infiltrate, like, or one day I want to infiltrate inside, like, you know, Freemasonry or the Masonic Lodge, and try to, you know, get that shit and see what the hell they be doing. You feel me? Try to, you know what I'm saying? I told him that shit. Why the fuck I tell him that shit? I mean, because I kind of thought that he wasn't really, you know what I'm saying, he was for real trying to figure, but at the same time I was still keeping it in the back of my head, like, this nigga might be motherfucking lying, you feel me? But I also didn't care either, you feel me? So that's why I said it. I was low-key trying to infiltrate into y'all shit, right? Uh, so after that, it got weird as hell. That nigga started acting weird as fuck, right? So and then expect that nigga. I finally. So he knew that I was trying to find some. We was talking about X, how he used to pop it when he was younger and all this, because he like 40 something, 43, 41 something. He up there though, right? And so he talked about that he would pop the shit, right? So I finally found a plug, and I started giving him something. You feel me? And then that's really when that nigga got the fucking acting, boy. That's really when that nigga got the fucking tripping, bro. Like for real. That's when that shit got weird as hell. We was in my car smoking one time, and I think he might have maybe been high on it then, maybe not. I don't know. But we was in my car smoking, and that nigga, I forgot what happened, but bro, that nigga, and then he would always be talking about some shit like, cause I guess he thought, I don't know, but he would always be talking about some shit like, cause in masonry or fraternities, they be having to do some gay shit sometimes. You feel me? Or have to get something stuck up. They have to do something weird. You feel me? So that's maybe he thought I was thinking of him weird, because ecstasy kind of do make you think a lot, a little bit. You feel me? Not even a little bit. Sometimes it make you do think a lot. You feel me? But so he might have just been thinking a lot and started thinking about some shit, and then you know what I'm saying, thought I was maybe thinking about him in a weird way, which I didn't give a fuck about him, nigga. I was in my own little shit. You feel me? Now I was watching out for him, because of course he told me it was me. So you know what I'm saying, I was watching out, but I wasn't really, you know what I'm saying, I would be on my phone, and then you feel me. So that's when the shit got weird. He said some shit. I forgot what he said, but. And then after that, the next day or something like that, he, you know what I'm saying, he apologized and was like, I forgot. Yeah, he apologized though. But yeah, so and one time that nigga, he got so damn high off that shit, bro, he called the damn Limps on himself, my nigga. How the fuck? Like, nigga, he got so damn high, my nigga, off the fucking. And I think he said he only took half. I believe he said he only took half. Now, I think that day he was taking more, because he was trying to keep up with me, right? Nigga, I was a fucking X monster, especially when I was with my dad and we was doing this shit. Nigga, I would be, nigga, when I was with my dad doing this shit, nigga, I would be off 10, 13 of them hoes by the end of the day, bro. Sometimes it was big as hell too, like quadruples and shit. Nigga, I'd be off 10, 13 of them hoes by the end of the fucking day, bro. And when I start off the day, sometimes I will pop 2 or 4, nigga, at one time. 2, 3, 4 at one time, bro. So yes, bro, I was nigga, I could handle though. I don't know about that nigga, but so yeah, that nigga started getting weird as hell after that shit. And then so yeah, I don't know now. I told him, if you ever need me to drive, because I could drive the truck. So if you ever need me to drive, I told this when I first met him. Y'all, look, it's even on my fucking video. I did a video. Go watch the video. It's in my video. I told him I know how to drive. And I told him plenty of times after that too, before. I told him I know how to drive. And I wanted to drive too, so I can get a little experience. I knew I was going to try to start a truck driving, or try to start a trucking job. And that's a whole nother story if y'all want to talk about that too. But I was trying to start a trucking job, right? But so yeah, and so I was trying to get as much experience driving that 26-foot box truck as I can, right? And I was off the X, so especially when I told him too, especially when I get the X, I'm really gonna feel like driving, nigga. I'm gonna be whipping this bitch, right? So yeah, we finally got it. Or I finally got it, and yeah, some days I would tell him like, nigga, I want to drive. You feel me? Cause I be, geeked up. I'll be high. You feel me? I be wanting to do something, so I'll be like, shit, let me drive, man. I'll be driving. I drive fine. I'll be even driving better than him. And then at one point, I was okay. So he started. So I don't know if it's because he was getting tired. I don't know, but he would be like swerving. And one day I snapped on this nigga. Cause he would be like swerve, like when a truck come or something, like a bigger truck or a car or something. It seemed like he'd be swerving over into it or swerving over to hit a fucking tree branch. One time he did that shit, and one day I snapped on him. Then one day he did it again, and guess what? His dumb ass, he swerved over there, and put a fucking hole in the roof or something like that, or knocked the damn cap off one of the caps off the truck or something like that. Fucking around. You feel me? My ancestors believe in karma. I do too. People be getting instant karma when fucking with me. But anyways, yeah. So that nigga fucked the truck up, trying to fuck with me or something. I listen. Now after that nigga made me a little paranoid. So I might have just been a little paranoid after that. But nah, hell, you can't tell me I was not. Cause bro, that nigga would be like swerving into another truck a little bit to like, I guess, try and scare me or something. I don't know. But then he would be like swerving and hitting fucking treetops. But when I was hitting like the trees that was hanging, like the limbs that was hanging low. One day he did that shit, like I said, and fucking put a hole in the bit of the truck or something, or knocked the cap off the motherfucker or something, one of the corner caps or something. You feel me? The metal corner something. You feel me? But then he'd be trying to say that or if we was like on the highway close to a wall or something, and he would be trying, or think of this was a big one. He would be snapping the fucking pet. Like if I was going to sleep, bro. Oh my god, I can't forget. I don't know how I forgot. That was the main thing. Like if I was like falling asleep, I guess he was mad. And once I found I listen. And once like I started messing with females down here, and that nigga he started trying to mess with females and was messaging all types of females, didn't, you know, off of Messenger and shit, and didn't care how they looked, and, you know, listen, and telling me how she looked, and I don't know, I guess he was trying to compete with me the whole time. I don't know. Nigga would be buying new clothes, new shoe, new it, whatever, or cologne. He would be trying to like flex his cologne because he kept like a cologne stash. I don't know, bro, but that shit was weird as for the vibes he was giving off. Low-key was weird as fuck. But yeah, now I ain't gonna lie though, but before he did get weird, like when it first started, when like before he got weird, when we was, you know, cool, he did give me a bottle of cologne. I ain't gonna lie, he did. But it came from a dude. He gave me the bottle of cologne that he got from a person that he wasn't cool no more with, type shit. You feel me? But so yeah, so it started getting weird as hell. Right. So he would be swerving it, snapping the pet while I was asleep, right? So I'd be falling asleep, right? Even while I was, sometimes, cause like I'd be doing that so much, or well, cause I'd be doing it so much that like I guess I'd have to take more and more, so it would, you know what I'm saying, I can, you know what I'm saying, it could affect, just like mushrooms, you feel me? Once you take like a 7 gram of mushrooms, that's how much you need to trip. You got to take double that again to have a next trip if you want to have like one the tomorrow or the next couple days, right? You got to wait for your tolerance to come down after that. But so yeah, man, damn. Okay, so yeah, falling asleep. Right. I'll be falling asleep. Sometimes I have my phone in my hand like this and it'll be falling down. That nigga would snap his foot off the pedal and make the pedal make a loud popping noise, bro. And then he would say it's because his foot is slipping. Bro, nigga, I drove the truck plenty of times. How the fuck is your foot slipping like that to where you pop the fucking it seemed like it was on time every time. Every time I'd be falling asleep or get ready to close my eyes or something, that nigga would pop the fucking gas pedal, bro. You tell, and then he would be like, bro, my foot slipped. And then he would and then this is another reason. Cause I couldn't really, I knew I could read body language a little bit. but I could tell when a person fake. Like I could tell, like if you making a goofy ass smirk or something like that. Of course, you know what I'm saying, I could read your face a little bit. Now I can really read a nigga face. I could really read a person's face. But you know what I'm saying, he would be making these weird ass face, like these goofy ass faces. You know what I'm saying? These faces like, bro, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like them, like, like you know what I'm saying? Like you could tell, like that nigga was putting on the skit, bro. He was, and then he tried to say that he had this one girlfriend that was crazy, and she would be like, "Yeah, bro, I feel like that might have been, I don't know, that might have been him. Who knows?" But or she was like crazy and would try to put shit on him because she knew that he was like a Mason or something. But anyways, I feel like that might have just been, it might have been him the whole time. And I was always already thinking that, but you feel me? I just had to collect evidence, and now since I've been thinking about it over the past couple months, because it's been at least a year now since, or finna be a year. It's been a couple months, right? But man, anyways, back to the story, right? So at one point we started doing good. We was getting off early as fuck one time, or started getting off early, right? We sometimes beat the sunlight. Then and once it started getting weird, when you know what I'm saying, once it started getting weird, somehow, some way, whether he would listen, we would take all fucking day. Then they would call me and tell me to hurry up with the hook, or he would try to blame it on me and make it seem like it was me, like I was taking too long inside the place or whatever, right? But really, it was him, because anybody knows that worked with him. That's what everybody's told us, that he loved to talk to the customer. That nigga is a chatty patty. You feel me? He loved talking to the fucking customer. Oh, that's like I said, don't let him know you was in the military, any type of the government war. I don't know what you want to call it, but whether you was in the Navy, fucking Air Marshal, whatever, nigga, don't let him find out, because he gonna milk that shit. Oh, well, thank you for your service. You know what I'm talking, and then get down the whole spiel, my nigga, and ask him, bro, like, nigga, I'm just trying to get out of here and get off of work, my nigga. We get paid by the day, not the hour. So if we got paid by the hour, I wouldn't mind being out this bitch all goddamn day. You feel me? But nigga, that's why they stopped doing that, because that's what Lowe's employees, they said they used to take up more time than what they needed to do because they got paid. So they started paying by the day. So now we getting paid by the day, nigga. We need to be getting done as fast as possible, not taking up as much time as possible. That's backwards. It's ass backwards, my nigga. So hold on, let me hit this. Okay, so yeah, we would be getting off. We started off getting off late, then we started getting back, used to the job, then we started getting off a little early, then we started getting off late again, because he started playing around and shit. Nigga would literally miss a turn just to turn around slowly. Nigga, one time we was at this customer house, bro, and this nigga, I feel like him and the customer was in on it. Him and his Masonic brother customer or whatever. You feel me? I feel like they was both in on it, because when I got out the truck, I was like I said, that was the time that I started walking up and asking the customer, like, what appliances are we supposed to be taking? Can I go see so I can unhook it, or whatever I need to do to get up, or whatever. If there's no appliance, cool, I go back to the truck, help them unbox, we get them in, go. Okay, so I hopped out the truck, right, and it was like this yard, it was like this tree right here, right, and the branch, like, and just thinking about it makes me mad now, because, bro, okay, so the tree branch, like, it was a big ass tree right there, right, but the way he kept, like, listen, You could say like he would back up and then like run it like he would like the way he would do the shit. You could tell he was doing it on purpose, bro. He would like back up and then like hit the tree. And then the customer would be like, "Hold on, go up more or something, or go." And then you know what I'm saying? That would be It was some Erica Kirk type ass acting. You could tell that shit was fucking acting. It was the Erica Kirk type actor, my nigga. They didn't teach him good enough fucking what they call method acting skills, I guess, or something. He didn't train enough or something. I don't know. But that shit, you could tell it was fucking acting, bro. He would back it up like, okay, so he would back it up like this. Oh shit, it wasn't right. And then pull it up again the same way. And then back it up again the same way. He did that shit about 4, 5, 6 times, bro. I swear to you not. And then finally did it right. You could tell that shit was on purpose, and I don't care. I think him and the customer was in on that one. Sometimes it seemed like the customer would be in on the shit. I don't know. It was crazy. But like I said, at first everything was cool. But after he did that weird shit and got weird on me and whatever, nigga, then it turned me getting paranoid. It had me paranoid. And I for real didn't trust that nigga after that. You feel me? And I was for real just trying to hurry up, because this is around the time that I found a girl down here. And if y'all want that story, that's another story. You feel me? But yeah, you feel me? And so I was just trying to get up because I didn't have to stay at the hotel with him no more, nothing like that. So I'd be over there, and then or I'd be at my girl house over, you feel me? So, and then, bro, I would be trying to get off quick as hell, but this nigga would be taking his time. So then the fucking warehouse, the XD, that's what I get, that they call it like the XD or some shit. But the fucking warehouse, I forgot what they call, but the warehouse started calling, asking why we would take so long. Now, mind you, we did have the best ratings though, out of everybody on our team that was working for, our employer. We had the best rating. The customers gave us the best rating. You feel me? So, yeah, man. But they would be calling and asking, why are we taking so long? Bro, every time I wanted to say so bad, ask this nigga. Don't fucking call me and ask me no more. Ask this nigga, bro. Cause I swear, I kid you not, I swear to God, bro, that this nigga, bro, would be taking his time to get off. And you would be like, why would he do that? To mess with me or something. Because that's, like I said, that's around the time I found a girl. He was acting weird. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he wanted some shit. But then he was very insecure. That was the word I was looking for when I said he was like thinking in his thoughts a lot. But he was like insecure because he had some teeth missing and that was like rotten, and he said his breath stunk because of it or some other shit. Like literally, bro, this thing was on some other shit. But yeah, so yeah, man, nigga be taking for like, and then what's crazy is how I know he was playing and how I know it wasn't me is because I had I think he was off that day. He had to do something, or he wasn't feeling good. He had ate he had ate, I think he Taco Bell or something. He's supposedly vegan, right? Or something. He's supposedly vegan. And which, I mean, he didn't eat no meat while I was there, but suppose that's pause. I know y'all gonna take that further than, and I usually don't even say that, but that right there, I had to put that right there. But cause nigga, I'm a grown ass man. Y'all know what I mean. Before, you feel me? They put that, once again, that pause culture, that whole shit, that is an agenda as well. You feel me? And if y'all want to talk about, we could talk, but we not talking about all that right now. I'm just talking about my little story time right now. Okay. But yeah, man. So yeah, that so supposedly he was a vegan, right? He had Taco Bell. They accidentally gave him some some meat in his food. He accidentally ate it. It was like in a taco or something like that. He accidentally ate it. Then the next day supposedly he wasn't feeling good. So yeah, I took the day off. And so I know it wasn't me because when I worked with the other person, nigga, we got done at like fucking 2 o'clock. We made it back to the warehouse because we still had to travel back to the warehouse and take off, empty the truck and shit, clean up the truck type shit. You feel me? Or bring back any appliances we couldn't or didn't deliver, right? Whatever. And then also I had to take the down, what is they call haul offs, the customers old appliances that if they didn't want to keep or they paid for us to take it back to the haul off trailer, we would take it back to the haul off trailer, right? So at Lowe's we had to unload, right? So how I know it wasn't me is because when I worked with that other dude, nigga, we got off early as hell, nigga. We beat the fucking sunlight, nigga. So I know it wasn't me. It was him playing around, bro. And then at one point it looked like he started recording me or acting, faking like he was recording me or something, taking pictures and shit. I don't know, bro. It started getting weird as fuck, bro. It started getting, and I wouldn't doubt if he was, because after that it's just been a weird ass experience, my nigga. It seemed like he gathered his fucking Masonic brother, or he gathered his group on me or something. Because like I said in other videos, you don't know who the fuck part of that shit. You never know, my nigga. You might have family members in it and you don't even know. You know what I'm saying? They everywhere but nowhere at the same time because they part of different groups, but they all still working together. You feel me? And then certain parts of masonry, you have to be a Mason to get into this group. Let's talk about once it's like the Illuminati. To be Illuminati, you have to be a Mason, but everybody that's Illuminati, but everybody that's a Mason ain't Illuminati. You feel me? So let me break that down one more time. Everybody that's Illuminati is a Mason, but everybody that's a Mason ain't Illuminati. You feel me? So you have to watch, because any and everybody could be part, or not, I ain't gonna say everybody, but nigga, you never know who anybody could be part of that shit. You feel me? Or be part, you feel me? You don't know. So yeah, man, that's yeah. And sometimes, like I said, I feel like sometimes the customers will be in on the shit too, because we had a dispatch. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I don't know how, but somehow I feel like some of the customers was in on it too. Because like literally to take off the doors on the fucking fridge one day, I was literally, sometimes I would ask him for help to do something. He would be like, no, it's okay. Or no, you could go do something else. I got it. Right. But then let's say when he was hooking up the appliances, right? He'd bring it in. I would go unhook it, and then we would bring it in and he would hook it up, right? The old appliances, the customers, I would unhook it, then we would bring in a new appliance, he would hook up the new appliance. That's how it would be. And then vice versa. When I started being at the back of the truck and working the back of the truck and unboxing the packages and shit, vice versa, right? It would flip. But damn, I forgot where I was going. Okay, so yeah, that was around the time. So damn, I forgot where I was going with that. But anyways, yeah, he would. So I would hook up, unhook, and then he would hook it up, right? Okay, so yeah, sometimes I would ask him, do you need help? Like, do you want me to, you know what I'm saying, help you hook this up real quick, something, whatever, you feel me? Because I can get the back of the truck done quick, it's no problem, you feel me? I bust down the box real quick, throw it inside of another box so we can keep as much space as possible. Or I knew what the fuck I was doing. You feel me? So I would ask him, "Do you need help?" No. Okay. So he said, "You can go work the back of the truck, right?" Okay. So I went and worked the back of the truck. And then I would get done. I would go back in there and ask, "Do you need help?" He would say no. So I mean, at one point, I would just stand in there and sit with him, or not sit with him, but stand up in there. You may, maybe take off the plastic on the washer or the fridge or whatever he got to do, whatever else he doing, right? Sometimes he would be like, "It's okay, I got it," or something, what I'm saying, or whatever. Sometimes at one point he just started telling me I can go sit in the truck. So when I started going to sit in the truck without asking him, sometimes, "Are you good? Do you need it?" It's like he would get mad or something. But when I did that, you didn't want that. Okay. So then sometimes I would sit there, and while he would be like ripping the plastic off, or while we would be waiting on something or something, because sometimes when I would start doing something, like taking off the plastic outside or something like that, but I know we could get it in without scratching it, which is why I did, or at least I could. I don't know about him, but I could. So that's why I started doing it. But then he would be like, "Bro, no, don't," or he would say, "It's all right, you ain't got to do that. I do it when I go," or something. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I would just sit there. Then sometimes he would be like, "Bro, you just gonna sit there while," you know what I'm saying? He made the shit confusing as fuck, right? One time, okay, so where I was going with it, back to where I was going, he was taking off like the doors on the fucking fridge or something, right? Or taking off the doors to a house. Sometimes he would take forever to get the fucking the I forgot what they call, but the hinge screws. Sometimes like you could pop out the hinge screws, right? Without having to unscrew the brackets off of that motherfucker, right? So sometimes he would take forever doing that, or take forever taking off the fucking fridge door. And one time we was outside and it was cold as hell. I think it was snow that day too. It was when it snowed, right? Nigga, I was outside freezing like a motherfucker. I had to work the back of the truck too. You feel me? So when I got up, we had to take the appliance up there, right? Well, first off, he took a while coming out of the house. And then once he started going in, let me say this: when we switched roles, because I think we argued about it one time. What we did, I think we did argue about it one time on why we got off late, why we was getting off late. So he was like, "Do we need to switch?" I said so, or it's something about switching roles, right? One of us said something. I was like, let's do it. We'll switch roles, right? Whatever I do, I know I'm gonna be fast at it because I'm trying to for real get the fuck off, nigga. We get paid by the day, not the hour, nigga. Okay, so whatever I do, I got it. You feel me? I got this shit down packed from when I was with my dad. You feel me? We was one of the fastest crews and one of the best crews at one point, until we started tearing up. Well, yeah, we started tearing up the trucks. But even then, we were still the best crew. You feel me? We were still the best crew. The customers would love us and shit. You feel me? So yeah, we switched roles, and he would take forever coming out of the house. By the time he come out, so I would be taking my time sometime unboxing the shit. Like, if you gonna take your time, why should I be speeding? Sometimes I would take my time, but sometimes I wouldn't, and I'd be done waiting for him to come out or whatever. Or I'd go off in there and be like, "Are you ready?" Sometimes, and then he would be ready. And if we had to take something, we'll take that mug out before we go bring in a new one. You feel me? So we wouldn't waste no trips. We take out the old appliance, take it to the truck, then bring in a new appliance. And yeah, sometimes we will be doubling up the appliance. Yeah, like if it was a washer and dryer, put them back to back and take both of them bitches. You feel me? So yeah, bro. But how I know it wasn't me is because when I work with anybody else, we went fast. But when I worked with him, it was just me and him, or even if we had a 3-man. Because at the end, before I left, we started having like 3 people on the truck. It was me, him, and then another tag on person. Because some days he didn't have no partner, so he would have to tag along with whoever, some different teams some days, right? Okay, so yeah, when it was the 3 people in the truck, when it was me and the other dude working and taking the appliance or taking them out while he was just working the back of the truck or whatever, and cleaning up the truck and squishing the box, or collapsing the boxes, or just cleaning the back of it, making it easier so we can get the next appliance out, rearranging some shit, what I'm saying, whatever, you feel me, whatever the case may be, whatever had or need to be done. Okay, so yeah, even then, like, whoever, it don't matter whoever else I was working with, bro. Put it like that. Whoever else I was working with, nigga, we would get that shit in and out. We would be, nigga, we fast with the shit. But somehow every time it ended up just being me and him on the team. Like I said, we started getting faster. We started off slow because we getting used back to the job. Then we started getting faster, picking up speed with this shit, right? We started getting back used to it. Then he started getting slow again because the nigga started fucking around. I don't know. He started playing around. Like I don't know, bro. But like I said, that nigga got weird. So after that, bro, like I don't know. Like this shit it was crazy, bro. It was crazy. Like I honestly I can't tell you. But yeah, I don't know how long this was. Damn, this was an hour long. Well, shit. I know I ain't know it was gonna be that long, but hey, anyways, yeah, man. Yeah, that's my little story time on working with a Mason, and I don't know if he really knew what was going on, or if he was and just acting like he didn't, or if he really didn't and was trying to figure out too, if Masons was really doing that, or if certain or certain, what I'm saying. But I'm pretty sure he knew some shit because he would tell me some shit. He would tell me some shit I already knew sometimes, or yeah, he would tell me some shit that I probably knew about Freemasonry already, or he would tell me some shit that I didn't. I kind of didn't know. You feel me? But it wasn't really nothing deep, or what I'm saying, nothing like that. It was, what I'm saying, just a little fact or something. You feel me? But yeah, so yeah, man, that's my little story time. Now, like I said, I think, well, yeah, so far that I knew, that's the only Mason that I knew was a Mason. So, and from that experience, I really don't want to meet another one. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, that's my little story time on that. I ain't gonna lie, I had to get on here and tell that, cause I ain't gonna lie, this nigga that, not this nigga, but some other nigga that made me mad. So fuck it, I had to let this shit out some way. You feel me? But yeah, man, and speaking on the dude who just made me mad, nigga gonna get mad at me because first off, it's my money anyways. He made, first off, the way he told me about the job, right? It was like a home health care. I wasn't gonna be doing nothing, right? He would clock it in and make it seem like I was doing something, but I wouldn't have to do nothing. All I would literally do is collect the check. You feel me? And I'm at my own house. You feel me? He would clock in and do all that for me, right? But he made it seem like it was like he said he had to collect this money, so he need me to sign up and do all this other shit, right? First off, I already knew that shit wasn't even, you know what I'm saying? He was trying to pull a fast one, because nigga, if it's your money and you trying to collect it and it's your check, you should be able to collect it. When I first got told about it, that's what it sounded like he was trying to say, until they explained, like, no, you're gonna be like you're gonna like be a home healthcare worker. Like when they say collect a check, I thought he meant like just put it in my name, or or go cash it out for him type shit. But he meant be a worker for him, like a home healthcare person, right? And then he was trying to act like that money that I would be getting was his, but he was split a little bit with me. right? He was trying to say like that his girls or whoever somebody stopped doing it for him, so he gotta collect this check, collect this money. So you know what I'm saying, he gotta have somebody own it or whatever. But the way he made it sound made it didn't seem like it was gonna be a job. I was gonna fill out like a W-9, my nigga. When you filling that shit out, that means it's your money, right? So that nigga was trying to get a cut of it, and I was gonna let him whole time. But then, as I just got the call back today saying that everything went through, you feel me? We good. We can start whenever, right? Tell me why I was gonna wait till I met him face to face once again, or till I saw him again once face to face, and I was gonna tell him like, nigga, hold on. I know what's up, you feel me? We gonna have to work something out, like, you feel me? I'm gonna need, you know what I'm saying, free weed, something, you feel me? Because I'm not finna keep on going. I'm not, first off, it's my money. So first off, I'm finna be, he tried to dupe me out of pretty much some money, you know, giving him some money. He tried to finesse me and make it seem like it was his check. You feel me? So he would be giving me some money out of it, but it was really my check, even though I was working for him, but it's still my check. But I wasn't gonna be doing nothing. Like I said, he would just be, you know, he would do everything. I wouldn't have to do nothing for him. He literally can take care of himself. You feel me? I wouldn't have to do shit for him. He said all I had to do was pretty much, so you know, just pretty much collect a check, right? So I was gonna do it. I was gonna let him get it. First he said he would give me 200 when the first check come. He would give me 200, and then he said the next day, literally the next day, he told me he would give me like 300. He's just gonna be 300, and then he get 300 or something like that. So which one is it? You all, that's strike one. You feel me? That's strike one. You feel me? Can't even get that correct. Really, that was strike two, but that's strike one because he couldn't even get that correct, right? So then, yeah, you know, he kept, you know, asking about it, like, you know, it was really his check, right? Sometimes I would keep him updated because I was really going to let him do it. I wasn't going to be doing that. I was going to really let him get some money out of it. I wasn't going to be doing shit. You feel me? I wasn't gonna be doing that. You feel me? And he did hook me up. You know what I'm saying? He did. You feel me? Hook me up with getting some free bread, pretty much. So I was gonna let him get some. But as I thought about it more and more, nigga, I go to you for weed too. So you finna be collecting $200 to maybe $300 from me, and I'm gonna be giving you some extra money because I'm buying green from your ass. Man, hell no, you better give me some free weed or something. You feel me? Because first off, it's my money. You only needed me to help you pretty much. I think he probably just needed somebody to be his healthcare worker, so he didn't just get sent nobody, maybe. I don't know. But the way he was, you feel me? I already knew that shit. I already knew what was going on, but I was just gonna go with it because I was like, fuck it, it's free money. I ain't gonna have to do shit. You feel me? But as I thought about it more and more, I was like, nigga, hold on. I'm gonna need some free weed because I'm just giving you my money. He tried to dupe me out. You feel? I'm gonna just be giving you $200, $300. You feel me? Well, however much. You feel me? And like I said, I was gonna do it, but nigga, as I just started, you feel me? They gave me the call back today. And then I thought about it. I was like, nah, bro, hold on. That ain't even cool. At least let me get, because I'm finna be still coming back to you and getting some green. You feel me? So I'm going to be giving you extra. First off, I'm going to be giving you some money because I'm buying green from you. And then I'm going to be giving you some extra money for just some extras on top. An extra 200, right? Because I'm getting a half of 50. You feel me? So I at least was gonna want an ounce. You feel me? A half of 50, and I'm giving you 200 or 300, however much. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much, if you giving me an ounce and however much you was gonna charge me for an ounce, like what, $80, maybe $100 and something. Boom. That's an extra 200 right there. Maybe 100 if you was gonna do 200. That's an extra 100 right there. You feel me? I would have did it. You feel me? How you gonna and then gonna get mad at me because I asked for some free weed, nigga? You asked me for some, nigga. You asking me for free money, nigga? You asking me for my money? I mean, yes, you did hook me up with the job, motherfucker. But still, nigga made it seem like it was his check. Like he just needed somebody to put their name or cash it out for him or something. That's the way he made it seem like it sound. But nigga, no. I had to fill out a whole W-9 form, nigga. That's my money. It's my money and I need it now. You feel me? Like I said, I didn't have no problem. I was going to do it. But I got the call back today and I was like, you know what? Nah, bro. Because I'm going to still be getting some weed from you too. So I'm finna be giving you some extra money. You feel me? So yeah, I had to, you feel me? I had to come out, you know what I'm saying, do the little story time. But yeah, man, I got, you know what I'm saying, just stay tuned. I got some more videos for y'all. If y'all ain't, go check out my last video, the Good Burger movie breakdown. Yeah, and the Anthony Joshua fight, you know what I'm saying? Just go check them all out. I got, you feel me, some bangers. But yeah, man, I had to talk about that, cause man, yeah, but oh shit, I didn't mean click on that. But yeah, man, that's the end of this video. It's a hour 15 minutes long and shit. But yeah, so I'll catch y'all on the next one, man.
If you can hear this, you're in the circle now. Leaning. Check your shoulders. Make sure it's just you and these words. You have now tuned in to the Let 'Em Know podcast, where the real talks quiet and the truth talks loud. No accidents. You found this frequency. So sit back. Lock in. Let them know you're listening. You're loud tuned in to the Let 'Em Know podcast.